Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We are doing a 30-day journaling challenge here. It is day 17 of our journaling challenge, and for those who are joining in and are brand new, I hope you start at the beginning and commit 30 days to your growth and development. You're going to be all the better for it, all the more rewarded for doing this challenge. We've had some really great questions or really great prompts on this challenge, and I know it's been tough for me because sometimes I journal more than 15 minutes, and maybe I'll show you my journaling process at the end of this challenge and one of the prompts towards the end of the 30-day journaling challenge. I just see how I approach it, but in previous videos, it is always my recommendation that you name, date, location, specific time, put in the prompt the introspective question 1 and 2 into your journal entry. It is my recommendation that you start this in a brand new journal if you're able to, or if you have one of those massive journals, you section off space for this introspection and growth. And sometimes it's really hard for me to just continue to talk. I don't know if it's because I don't know if it's like I'm lazy with talking, or I'm just, it's tough. But yeah, so day 17 here in the journal prompt for today is, what is my self-care routine? I mean, you could think of this in many ways. You could think of this from a physical standpoint. How do you take care of your personal hygiene, your physical health, not only exterior from working out, to your vitamin intake and making sure you get a well-balanced and healthy diet. Even taking it a step further, even getting your blood work done, knowing your blood type. And then I think there are certain books out there and certain types of new technology that says based off of your blood type you can optimize yourself to and by eating these foods and eating at these times based off of your DNA and your genetics, which I think is pretty cool, that as a species we're only growing and expanding and learning how to make ourselves better in many ways. But that's one aspect. Another aspect of self-care routine is from a spiritual standpoint, taking care of your faith, plugging back into your belief system. If you have a faith such as religion or spirituality, making sure that you read scripture and feed your soul, or you engage in other spiritual practices that help you to cling to your faith, because I truly believe in its ability to really help in people's lives. I won't say one is right and one is wrong. Who am I to say that? I personally think it's just very interesting that in many ways there's only one universal energy that's orchestrating all of this at once. So whether we're here or in another country, it's more or less the same spiritual force. That is my belief. But yeah, taking care of yourself from that perspective and clinging to your faith and feeding your soul. And then there's also just your mental health, making sure if you're going through a tough moment in life that you give yourself grace and space, and if you need help, reach out to people. Don't ever think that you can't. Even if your community, it seems, isn't as supportive, there are many platforms where you can engage with other people. There are therapists, there's there's life coaches. There are many people out there, and I'm pretty sure if you just open yourself up to receiving help, I pray that you receive it immediately and at the right time, whenever it's necessary. So definitely taking care of your mental health and always striving to think as positive as you possibly can. And what I mean by positive, I don't mean like if there's something crappy going on, you lie to yourself about it being crappy. Address that as crappy. By acknowledging that and exposing ourselves to the reality of something, sometimes it's easier to just move beyond that moment. So that's one form of self-care. Another one is your emotional well-being. Trying to or always knowing that at the end of the day, you are in control of your emotions. And learning, I think for this one specifically, learning about emotional mastery. Learning how to master your emotions, meaning like first understand what's happening within yourself, understanding why you're more angry leaning, or why you're more grief stricken. And that is one of the best things I think you can invest in as a person. And that would take time with a professional to really get to that point. Or if you don't have money to invest in that, there are a lot of resources here on YouTube and just in the world that you can learn about emotions and read about them, and take that time to give yourself space to explore that. So that's one part, and not leaning too much to negative emotions like despair and grief and whatnot, but focusing on things that can bring you joy, because that is where the bread and butter of life is. It's in the agency, it's in the self-efficacy, it's in the self-preservation. It's in you deciding that you're gonna do something about something. So that's some examples I can bring to self-care routine. And then that's the prompt. So the first introspective question is, how does self-care impact my overall well-being? I think I kind of touched on that a little bit. And then the second introspective question is, what can I do to improve my self-care practices? If that's learning a new practice entirely, then I encourage you to do so. Learning a new way to approach journaling, or taking on journaling if you've never done it. I have people in my life who I've given journaling notebooks to, who are going through tough times and who just are so resistant to just taking a moment for themselves and writing something on the page. And I said, if you're fearful about someone finding it, you can literally rip it up or burn it. Point is to get it out of your mind, to see it before you acknowledge that moment and then release it. But some people live within that identity of whatever they're going through mentally. So that's not one way to take care of yourself. I'll guarantee you that. Anywho, I hope this journaling challenge is going great for you. Comment, like, subscribe, join in on the conversation. I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy these next 15 minutes.